Hi everyone, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for this practice, which we're going to focus quite a bit physically on opening the hips, the lower back, releasing tension there, spinal twist, promoting digestion as we continue with our theme of spring cleaning. And then we also had a request from our live community to help release tension along the neck and shoulders. So we'll integrate all of those things. First part, vinyasa flow. Second part, yin yoga. Let's find a comfortable seat in which you can turn out the thighs and begin to create those hip openers. So you'll want to have a bolster or a pillow, a blanket, 2 blocks, and a strap. So going along with our theme of spring cleaning, the second limb of the 8 limbs of yoga has 5 practices, and one is the practice of cleansing or purity. In Sanskrit, it's called Saucha. And I love the way that Nischala Joy Devi, in her book, The Secret Power of Yoga, explains how to practice Saucha. And she gives such practical examples. This is something that we talked about in our book club meeting for this book yesterday. So she defines Saucha as it reveals our joyful nature and the yearning for knowing the self blossoms. And it's basically simplicity, purity, and cleanliness in all dimensions of your being. So she guides us through an experience of the power of purity and simplicity. Observe how your body changes with the different foods you eat. If the weather is hot and you eat spicy or warming foods, notice if your body perspires more than it does when you consume cool foods or drinks. When watching a scary movie or reading a disturbing book, notice how your thoughts and emotions mimic that mood. It could be an immediate response or it could be a delayed one in a totally different situation. Are there certain clothes or surroundings that allow you to feel a sense of refinement in your being? That's another definition she puts out for Saucha, refinement in your being. When you walk on a pristine beach or in a forest, does the simplicity of nature afford the mind and emotions a joyful feeling? Does it seem like all the worries you brought with you surrendered to the peaceful surroundings? Here's an idea. Write down which foods, clothes, and places allow you to feel that sense of purity, simplicity, and refinement. That is Saucha. How do they assist you in feeling that way? The next time you are deciding what to eat, what to wear, or where to visit, recall what feeling you want to evoke and then follow its lead in choosing. When you are involved in a stressful situation, try to look at it another way. Finding a bit of humor can lighten the mood. Laughter allows the heart to blossom. So with these perspectives, Saucha is not only decluttering what you've accumulated that no longer serves you or clutters your energy or mind, but it's also being proactive in the present moment when you're choosing what to stimulate your senses with. So bring that knowledge into your practice today, and let's begin asana yoga. Sitting tall, maybe close the eyes and scan your body in your mind's eye for a moment, observing how it feels right now. Paying attention to how you were going to personally tailor your physical practice. Meaning choosing the variations of postures and movements, or choosing to pause and rest as you need to. Now bring your awareness to the breath. As you sense the breath, feel your energy. Through this practice, how might you invite balanced energy? Now observe your mind and your heart. Sense what feels alive in you emotionally and how you feel mentally. Start to deepen the breath. Exhaling through the mouth, maybe even sigh it out. Inhaling a little deeper. Exhaling fully. As you keep deepening your breath, call to mind anything in this moment that you appreciate. So through the lens of gratitude, now clarify what you'd like to focus on inviting into your experience through your practice today. Setting your intention. And as we remember that we are part of a larger whole, setting aside the ego mind, I invite you to choose somebody that you care about or something you care about to dedicate today's practice to. And together, let's join our voices in support of each other by creating resonance, chanting Om 3 times. Inhale down into the pit of your belly. Slowing down the breath. Now, if you can, with the lips closed so that you can help to warm up your body, preparing it to move. Let's practice a breathing technique called Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing, that helps to anchor your attention in the present moment while bringing balance to your energy so that you're relaxing the body and moving with steady focus and ease. So start to narrow the back of your throat, invite a very gentle whispering sound as you lengthen your breath evenly both in and out to your nose, creating a soft, slow rhythm that you can listen to. Keeping that rhythm going, let's come on down to child's pose, setting your knees on the floor and bringing the inner edges of your feet together to touch. Rest your forehead on the ground and stretch your arms forward so that you're actively lengthening the sides of your torso and up and down your spine. Draw your shoulders back and spread your shoulder blades wide across your upper back by spinning your outer upper arms towards the floor as you lengthen your neck. Tune into the sound of your breath. Begin to walk your hands over to the right, reaching outside of your mat to help lengthen the left side of your torso. Keep drawing the left hip back. Picture breathing a little deeper into your left lung. After this exhale, crawl your hands through center and switch over to your left side. Breathing deeper into the right side of your rib cage. Then walk your hands forward and rock forward into tabletop, where you stack your shoulders over your wrists, but step your knees a couple inches behind your hips, paralleling your shins. As you breathe in, glide your heart forward into cow pose, rolling the shoulders back, gazing up. As you breathe out, contract your belly, tuck your toes, and round your back, drop your head to cat pose. Untuck the toes and inhale, draw your chest forward again, and keep moving to cat-cow, a few more cycles of breath on your own. So adding the tucked toes as you contract the belly, just giving a little more stretch into the lower back region. Finish one more cycle of breath. And at the end of your exhalation, tucking your toes, lift your pelvis high and back, entering downward facing dog. Bend your knees and lift your hips high. Spread your fingers flat and relax your neck. Swivel your hips over to your right, dropping your left heel to the ground as you straighten your left leg, bending your right knee. Look underneath your left armpit towards the sky and then soften your neck. Bend your knees, lift your hips through center, and swivel your hips to the left. Drop the right heel, straighten the right leg, and look under your right armpit towards the sky. Let your head drop. Come back to center, lift your hips again, and now firm in the belly as you firm the fronts of your thigh bones back. Holding still, steady your gaze for 3 more deep breaths here in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. And as you exhale, step the foot forward beside your right thumb. Come onto your fingertips, whether hands on floor or on blocks. Lower the back knee and keep the back toes tucked. Inhale, look up. Lift the back knee and exhale to a wide pyramid pose. To your degree of straightening your legs, square your hips forward and bow. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale, lower the left knee to a lunge. Exhale, lift the left knee, pyramid pose. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Step back to downward facing dog. Roll your triceps towards the earth. Engage your belly and inhale, glide forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. Stay for 3 breaths. Lift the sides of your waist. Gaze at the ground ahead of your thumbs, knees on the floor, or with legs straight, actively press your inner heels back. Keep this long line in your spine as you exhale, glide forward, grazing your elbows by your ribs, passing through Chaturanga Dandasana. Slowly lower to the ground. Inhale to Cobra, roll your shoulders back and root down through the tops of your feet. Engage your belly as you exhale, press up to your version of plank. Knees down or legs straight. Then lift your hips back, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, softly step the foot forward beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee, keep the back toes tucked, and come onto your fingertips, hands on blocks or the floor. Inhale, gaze up here in your kneeling lunge. Exhale, lift your right knee, scissor your left hip back as you're straightening your legs to whatever degree is comfortable, bowing in pyramid pose. Inhale, back to kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale, wide pyramid pose. Once more, inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Step back to downward facing. Engage your abdomen. Inhale, glide forward again to plank, shoulders over wrists. This time, exhale, glide forward, hug your elbows to your ribs, Chaturanga Dandasana. Choose to lower into Cobra or flip the toes here as you breathe into upward facing dog, drawing your shoulders back. Engage your belly to lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Tune into 3 rebalancing breaths.
When you finish the third exhale on empty, walk or lightly float your feet to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Press with your fingertips, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Press to your feet, inhale, rise, sweeping the arms forward and overhead. Gaze up, Urdhva Hastasana. And as though blessing yourself, trace your hands in prayer down to your heart center. Realign with your intention for your practice. Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, inhale to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Press with the hands, inhale, lengthen forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Either step to plank or lightly jump into Chaturanga Dandasana. Move it through your vinyasa, cobra or upward dog. Then a downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, softly step the foot forward beside your right thumb and spin your left heel down. Inhale, rise to stand in Warrior One. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Back to downward facing. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, gently step the foot forward beside your left thumb and spin your right heel down. Inhale, rise up to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Downward facing, pause and refine the balance you can listen to in the breath. In and out. 3 cycles. After the third exhale, walk or float your feet to the top of your mat, together touching. Inhale, lengthen to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Bend your knees together. Inhale, sit back into Utkatasana. Exhale, rise, hands to the heart in Padasana. From here, separate your feet hips distance apart. Clasp your hands behind you. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Look up. Exhale, bow from your hips and feel free to bend the knees so that your spine can loosely release. Stretching the arms forward, slightly bend your elbows. As you drop your head, lift your shoulders away from it. Couple more deep breaths. Place your fingertips down, set a block beside the right side of your mat, and bring your feet together to touch. Step the left foot all the way back, spin the left heel down and align right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot, and then rise up to Warrior Two to start. In Warrior Two, spin your right outer hip under you. Press the top of your left thigh bone back. Gently engage the belly. Now straighten the legs for triangle. Glide your pelvis sideways towards your rear wall as you lengthen your torso towards your front wall, placing the right hand on the right side of your right leg on a block or on the floor. Raise your left arm high and rotate the tricep to face the left wall, extending the left arm overhead while drawing both of your shoulder blades down your back, spinning your chest slightly to face the sky. A few more breaths in extended triangle, Utthita Trikonasana. Now looking down at your right foot, lower your hands to frame your right ankle on blocks. Turn to face the front of your mat and shorten your stance 1/3. Bring the left foot forward and step the right foot to the right until your feet are hips width apart, hips evenly facing forward. Draw your spine forward and slightly tack your right hip back. Now keep your left hand down directly under your left shoulder to start and energize your legs. Root down to your feet, shoulders down the back. Now exhale, twist to the right. Raise the right arm up into twisting triangle. You might, if your balance feels pretty stable, go a little further and place the left hand on the right side of your front foot. As you breathe in, root down to your feet and stretch your spine down the midline of your mat. As you breathe out, firm your outer hips towards your midline and continue to spiral your chest towards the right wall and ceiling. Last few breaths in Parita Trikonasana. Look down at your right foot, lower your hands to frame it, and bow in for just a couple more breaths with a slight lift at your chest. Still drawing the right outer hip back. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot forward and step the right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Spin the heel down. Cartwheel your arms to rise into warrior two. Aligning heel to arch, rotate your left outer hip under and firm the top of your right thigh bone back. Now let's straighten the legs to prepare for triangle. Glide your hips towards your rear wall and lengthen your torso towards your front wall, placing your left hand just to the left side of your left shin on a block of the floor. As you raise your right arm, spin the tricep to face your right wall, then lengthen that arm overhead towards the front of your room. Shoulder blades down the back, spin your chest slightly to face the sky. Now in extended triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Listen to the breath here. Look at your left foot. Lower your hands on blocks to frame your left ankle and shorten your stance 1/3. Step the right foot forward. Step the left foot to the left until your two hips are evenly facing forward and your feet are about hips width apart. With legs straight, tack the left outer hip back and lengthen your torso forward. Right hand on the ground or a block, twist at your waistline to the left. Raise your left arm up, twisting triangle. Option to go further and place the right hand on the left side of your front foot. Inhale as you root down through both feet and lengthen your spine down the midline of your mat. Exhale as you still the pelvis while spinning the chest. Parita Trikonasana. Look down at your left foot. This time step into plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale into your vinyasa. Walk your hands back to meet your feet, forward fold, Padahastasana. Lifting your toes, slip your palms face up under the soles of your feet, stretching your outer wrists. Shifting your weight forward, feel free to bend the knees any amount. Glide your chest through your upper arms. Then bow from your hips and completely drop your head, lifting the shoulders away from it. A few breaths here. If you're looking to release tension from the neck and jaw, you might shake and nod the head a few times. Maybe flutter your lips. Slip your palms out from underneath. Bend your knees. Inhale, roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time.
All right, let's bring those hip openers and twists all together in a standing balancing pose. Grab your strap for hand to big toe. Bring your feet together in mountain pose. Take a moment with your hands on your hips to feel your hips leveled. Gauge your lower belly and steady your gaze on one spot. Listen to the breath. As you shift your weight onto your left foot, I'm going to mirror you. Bend your right knee in front of you and flex the foot, level out your hips. Place the strap around the ball of your right foot flexed, and with your right arm on the inside of your right leg, hold the strap and kick the foot into the strap as you pull the strap towards you, keeping your shoulders right above your balanced hips. Now from here, rotate your right thigh externally, turn it out at the hip. Then slowly begin to open your right leg out to its side, left arm out to its side, only to the degree that your spine can stay vertical. How's your breathing? If you can reach hold of your big toe with your right peace fingers, then you can release the strap and clasp the big toe there. This is called hand to big toe pose, or in Sanskrit, Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana. Now adding the twist. Bring the right leg in front, raise the left arm up. Switch hands holding the strap or use the right hand to catch your outer left foot. Kick into the strap of your hand and with a right thumb, roll your right outer hip down. Stand tall, breathe in. Exhale, twist to your right and maybe reach your right arm behind you. Maybe look towards it. Twisting, hand to big toe pose. Harita Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana. One more deep breath. Stay in your twist, and if you're looking behind you, look in front of you. Raise your arms, keep lifting your right leg. Stand tall for one breath. Exhale, Padasana. Hands at the heart in mountain pose. Deep breath in. Slowly let it go. Please find your strap for the second side and come to stand with your hands on your hips. Steady your gaze, your breath, and shift your weight onto your right foot as you flex the left foot in front of you, leveling your hips. Loop the left foot into the strap and bring the left arm inside of your leg as you hold the strap and kick into it while pulling it towards you. Keep your shoulders right over your hips and begin to externally rotate your left thigh before you open left leg out to its side, right arm out to its side. Again, if you can reach your big toe while keeping your spine vertical, you can take that variation. Send your left sitting bone downward towards your inner right heel and press through the tripod at the bottom of your right foot to lift energy up the center line of your body. Last few breaths here. Slowly bring your left leg in front of you. Switch hands holding the strap or use the right hand to catch your outer left foot. Place your left thumb on your left outer hip and draw it down. Stand a little taller as you breathe in. Then exhale, start to twist to your left. Maybe reaching your left arm behind you, possibly looking back towards it. Deep breaths. If you're looking behind you, slowly look in front. Keep your left leg lifted, raise your arms, deep breath in. Exhale, step it down. Place a hand at your heart, a hand at your belly, and tune into 3 slow breaths. Notice what you're feeling. Please come on down to your knees and we're going to set up, beginning our yin practice in supine hero's pose. So as you bring your shins to the floor, your knees in front of you, Notice if it might be helpful to sit on a block between your ankles. Or you might feel comfort sitting directly on your calves or sitting on the ground right between your ankles. Either way, keep your knees on the floor the entire posture, no wider than hips distance apart. And feel every toenail, including your pinky toenails, pressing into the ground. Helps to safely align your knees. Soften in the bottom of your front ribs, and to whatever degree, take your time leaning back. Now you might catch your spine with a pillow tracing the midline of your mat like this, or a couple of blocks, or you might find it comfortable to lie back onto the floor, or maybe you stay upright. This is your body to personalize your physical practice. Taking your time to find whatever range of supine hero's pose, and we'll be there for 2 minutes. If you're leaning back, help to lengthen your lower back by imagining your tailbone stretching forward towards between your knees. Slightly lift your frontal hip bones towards your lowest front ribs. Soften in your bottom front ribs. You might raise the arms overhead and catch opposite elbows, dropping the arms back. When we've reached 1 minute, I'll let you know so you can switch the hold of the elbow on top if you're practicing that. Sense the pace of your breathing, slowing it down both in and out evenly. If you're holding opposite elbows overhead, try switching the hold of the elbow on top. We have 1 minute left. Take your time, allow several breaths as you're making your way upright, stretching the legs out in front of you as you sit. You might roll your feet at your ankles. You could give your knees a gentle rubbing massage. A few deep breaths here. Let's set up for a seated spinal twist. Step your right foot on the floor, either on the ground in front of your right hip or crossed outside of your left knee, in which you might also bend your left knee. Choose the setup that allows your 2 sitting bones to evenly ground and your spine to be upright while relaxing your shoulders. Place your right hand on the floor behind your pelvis. Step into the ground with the right foot and your 2 sitting bones as you raise your left arm and spine on an inhale. Keep your pelvis still and exhale, begin to twist to your right and lower your left arm. either to hold your right leg or to eventually hook the elbow outside of it. Inhale up the spine, up through the back of your skull. Relax your shoulders, and exhale, continue to twist for about 8 more breaths. Now as you breathe out, unwind your spine, but keep the cross of your legs. Straighten the left leg in front and maybe place a strap around the ball of the foot. We're going to set up for a hip opening posture called half cow face pose. Cross the right thigh over the left, where you can maybe hug your midline. Bring it in close. Root your sitting bones down. Option to prop your pelvis up on a pillow if your back tends to round. Hold the strap with 2 hands with enough slack to be able to relax the shoulders down, and keep a little lift in your chest as you hug in the belly. Sitting up a little taller as you breathe in, and hinging from your hips forward as you breathe out. Again, for about 10 breaths in total. Keep your pelvis heavy on the surface below as you reach your heart forward. Press down to your hips. And inhale, slowly rise up. Stretch the legs in front and maybe shake them out. Inward and outward, rotating the thigh bones at your hip sockets. Deep breath. Now try to set up the same way in your spinal twist if you can. Step the left foot on the floor in front of your left hip, or cross the foot outside of your right knee, where you might also bend your right knee. Place the left hand behind your pelvis, raise your right arm, and step into the ground with your left foot into sitting bones while you inhale to rise taller. Exhale, twist to your left, and either hold your left leg with your right arm or hook your elbow outside of that thigh. 10 breaths. On an exhale, unwind your spine, straighten your right leg forward, and maybe step the ball of your right foot into the loop of the strap as you flex the foot. Hug your left thigh over the right thigh as close together as you can, and root your sitting bones. Hold the strap with enough slack in it so that you're able to roll the shoulders back and down and lift the chest, hug in the belly. Breathe in, sit up a little taller. Breathe out, hinge forward from your hips, taking it like that for a total of 10 breaths. Ardha Gomukhasana, or half cow face pose. Then press down to your hips and inhale to slowly rise up. Stretch the legs in front. Maybe roll out your feet. Shake out the legs. Let's give it 2 deep cleansing lion's breaths. Inhale, gather it in, fill up the lungs and belly. Open your eyes and mouth wide. Stick out your tongue, release any sound. Once more, deep breath in. From here, set up your 2 blocks in front of you. Place them on their medium height across your mat, touching each other. Let's bring some focus into opening up the neck and shoulders. As you extend your arms in front of you, rotate your triceps down and protract. Spread the shoulder blades apart as you depress them. Keep doing those 2 actions and bend your elbows, placing them exactly your shoulders distance apart, firmly on the blocks. Press your fingertips into each other. Step your knees back a couple inches behind your hips. And with your breath, slowly trace your thumbs down the back of your skull, maybe down the back of your neck, maybe further. As you drop your head, engage your belly in and lengthen your tailbone back. Sending the shoulders away from your neck. Keep spiraling your triceps down. Let's tune into about 7 more deep breaths here. Slowly rise on an inhalation, lifting your elbows off the blocks. Come on up to sit. You might even make a bench out of those blocks side by side on their lowest height to sit on, where you can lengthen your spine tall and relax the shoulders. Let's circle the head slowly. Drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, circle left ear to left shoulder, looking up. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder, looking down. Feel free to slow it down even more. Be gentle as you take it 1 more in this direction. Then switch direction, 2 circles. Excuse me. And then from here, cactus, bend your elbows apart, roll the shoulders back and down, lift your chest. Cross the right elbow over the left. Eagle arms, press the backs of the hands against each other or wrap your forearms and palms. Soften your shoulder blades down your back. Lift from the base of your spine through each vertebra up to your crown. Gently press your forearms forward as you align your elbows to the height of your shoulders. And picture breathing into the space between your shoulder blades, up to the back of your neck and across the tops of your shoulders. 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift the elbows a little higher. Exhale, back stroke your arms wide, roll the shoulders back and down, and then cactus the elbows apart to switch. Opposite elbow on top. Backs of the hands pressed against each other or wrap forearms and palms. Draw the shoulder blades down and lift up through the center of your spine. Gently press the forearms away from your face as you lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders. Send the breath into the backs of your lungs and wide across the side ribs. Feel the energy of your jaw right now. Is it relaxed? Soften your tongue too. Next inhale, lift your elbows a little higher. Exhale, spread your wings, roll the shoulders back and down. So let's set up for straddling the legs wide. We're going to come into a forward fold, wide-legged forward fold, a variation of Upavishta Konasana. You may like to have your pillow right up against the front of your pelvis like this so that you can bear hug it. You can also create an incline so that the furthest edge of the pillow is a little higher, placing a block underneath that. So make sure that your knees are pointing up, your toes are pointing up, the whole posture. You're rooting your sitting bones down. Lift up through the front of your spine, relax the shoulders, and begin to bow in. We're here for maybe just a couple of minutes. You could place a block under your forehead to rest face down on, or you can turn your head in one direction, and then the other direction. Invite easefulness along your neck and shoulders here. Allow a few breaths, taking your time to slowly lift your torso upright. And now prepare to set up for corpse pose, Shavasana. If you're feeling any stiffness in the lower back, you might like to place that pillow right underneath the backs of your knees like this to support a light bend in your knees. Let your feet splay apart, wider than your hips distance. If you're needing a little more lift in the chest, you can set up in supported fish pose with the two blocks like a capital T, the rear of your mat, both on the medium height. Landing the bottom tips of the shoulder blades on the closest edge of the closest block, and the back of your skull on the furthest block. Rolling the shoulders back and down as you turn the palms face up by your sides. Closing your eyes, allow one more deep breath, imagining it expand through your whole body. Hold it in for a few seconds, maybe sip in a little more air. Then very slowly through your lips, softly let it go. With that, let go of controlling your breath. And in this stillness, Invite your awareness to sink deeper inward. Now continue to rest here as you scan your awareness throughout your body. Notice how you feel physically right now. Slowly and gently begin to move your body, starting with small parts, like wiggling your fingers and toes. Ease into a simple stretch. And as you keep your eyes closed, gradually roll over onto your right side, resting your head. Bring awareness to the breath as you feel its qualities. Sense the way you feel energetically. take your time lifting your body upright, finding a comfortable way to sit for our guided 10 minutes of meditation. I'm going to invite you into a pranayama practice at the beginning of it, one that helps to clear the mind. And then we'll sit in the silence of meditation with an object of focus of your choice. This pranayama is called bellows breath or Bhastrika pranayama. You might begin by placing your hands on the left and right walls of your rib cage. Closing your lips, focus on fully expanding both sides of your rib cage, your belly, your chest, all of your torso. And as you breathe out, feel everything relax. Long, deep inhale, filling up everything you can so that you're using your diaphragm. Long, cleansing exhale all through the nose. Now you could opt to practice bellows breath in that slower pace. Otherwise, it can be an active breathing technique that also helps to cleanse the lungs and feel energizing, though it helps to clear the mind. Brisker pace, inhale and exhale all through the nose. You might add the action of bending the elbows apart and making fists with your hands. As you inhale, raise the arms straight up, spread your fingers. As you exhale, bend your elbows again and refist the hands. However you want to practice bellows breath, I'm going to watch the clock for 1 minute of this practice. Do the best that you can to stay consistent. Prepare to begin, closing your eyes. Bellows breath, go. Last 20 seconds. Relax. Rest your hands, maybe the palms stacked face up on your lap, thumb tips touching. Let your body be still, relaxed. Close your eyes or steady a soft gaze ahead. Bring your awareness to the breath as you now let go of controlling it. Rest your awareness softly and steadily on the place within your body in which you can feel the breath. Let that subtle sensation of the breath invite you to immerse your awareness in it. If you catch your awareness straying away from the breath, lovingly come back to the breath. Notice how your mind feels right now. Sense your heart too, observing the effects of all aspects of your yoga practice. Let's join the hands to meet at the heart, offering gratitude for anything you choose. Then remind yourself of what your intention was for this practice. Remember to whom or what you dedicated this practice today. And together, let's close by chanting Om 3 times, sending love out to the cosmos and inward. Inhale deeply. Om. As you bow in towards your heart, recognize and remember that bright light within. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.